What's up, y'all? JDB Sports. Welcome back, Peyton. Man, he's out last week, but he's back again this week. All right, so we got week 14. We got the predictions. We got the recap to the other games. It was a wild week. A lot of upsets this week, and a potential upset on Sunday Night Football. But that game was great nonetheless. I don't care that we lost. Let's get right into it. You want to read this news off, Mr.
Heck
Smiley?
yeah. Let's get into it. Again, just happy to be back from the holidays. Let's get back into the groove. Unfortunately, I'll start it off with the breaking news on Justin Herbert having a plate and screw installed in his hand via surgery because he broke it against the Raiders. He went out for, I believe it was a series, and then came back in. And status is TBD for Monday Night Football. I think he's going to end up playing, but it really does affect his performance. What's up, Leanna?
What's up,
Nice to
Leanna?
see
How
you.
doing? She didn't come in last week. It's just when you're here. I think she knows you're here.
She felt the aura oozing
Okay.
off the live stream. Nah.
Appreciate the likes in the live.
Appreciate you coming in, of course. But yeah, I don't know how he's going to fare against the Eagles come Monday. I just hope he's as healthy as can be going forward for hopefully a playoff run. So
I was so cooked last week. It wasn't even funny, man. It was a tough week. Yeah, with Thanksgiving and all the games and stuff. Yeah, it was crazy.
yeah, just glad to be relaxing and everything. And this is last week before fantasy football playoffs as well. So from first to third, oh geez. So yeah, you probably lose out on the bye. I'm sitting second and should get the bye no matter what. If you do buys Leanna, but yeah, I digress. Another quarterback set of news is Deshaun Watson actually being activated from IR and coming out of the wickets. How do you feel about that one, Alex?
He's not starting. I don't think he even vies for any playing time at all, really. I mean, I just still think they ride the hot hand with Dylan Gabriel and maybe get Shedeur sprinkled in there every now and then. I think how is Shedur's injury anyways? So what are we looking at on that one, or is he just was just taken out mildly? I don't remember.
No, he
was out. He was out for a couple plays.
Yeah, but he's fine. Coach Stefanski said he's starting against I believe they play the Titans.
Oh,
I'm not mistaken.
That's a Duke game.
Yeah.
Any updates on
really
Amon-Ra that y'all know of?
He's questionable for tomorrow's game. He hasn't practiced at all, Leanna.
Troy Franklin, and hope for the best is what she's saying. Should she go?
I would, just kind of keep the status on Amon-Ra up to game time tomorrow. Should know a couple hours prior. I don't think he plays though. I think a high ankle sprain is going to hold him out, and Troy Franklin would be a better option at that point, of course. But if Amon-Ra's in, you got to start him.
Even with the injury hampering him, I mean, it could affect his explosivity and all that. What do you think?
I don't know. Yeah, you kind of think he sits too. I think even if he does play, it's going to be a lot of short targets like he's accustomed to, and they really don't have receivers outside of him right now. I know J-Mo stepped up big time, Isaac Tesla, but no Khalif Raymond, no Brock Wright, which is their starting tight end right now, Shane Zylstra. They're missing a lot of pieces, the Lions are, so I think Amon-Ra is going to sit out this week because it's a Thursday game. I think if it's a Sunday game, he would play for sure. Jumping into some more injury news here, we got a Marion Hampton set to return for Monday Night Football. Good news there. Should be ramping up completely by that time. Got some Buccaneers wide receivers. Don't got Burita in here, but he would love to hear that Mike Evans and Jalen McMillan are actually set to return.
He'll pop in. I'm sure they'll pop in whenever. Usually around recap to picks time, they're usually right in here. So if they don't know, we'll remind them.
Yep. So that's good news for them. Again, the collarbone and neck respectively for them. Adam Thielen also being waived by the Vikings and signing with the Steelers. Said he wanted to go for a Super Bowl. I don't know how far he's going to get with that in Pittsburgh.
It depends if we get Park Rogers for the rest of the year or not.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I think the Steelers are they're a bad offense. You look at Aaron Rodgers, he hasn't passed for over 250 yards the whole year. No other team has been below that threshold all year. So it's really looking bleak for the Steelers. They're riding a couple losses out recently, and now 6-6.
Yo, before we talk about this Michael Badgley news, I want to say Younghoe Koo left his toe on Gillette Stadium's turf.
Dude, it was so bad. It was so bad.
I've been seeing highlights all, the front half of this week about it. And I heard it got waived as well. So the Giants what are they doing at kicker? What do they got going on?
I don't know. I think
Jamie Gillian or something? He's going to start taking snaps at field goal?
They've had kicker woes all year. I don't think that stops. There's really no one on the market that's really good, and he was doing a little ballerina twirl, it seemed like, at that point. I'll send you out to kick, Alex, and you're gonna start drilling them.
I mean, I got the sniper eye like we talked about, so
the sniper eye.
Either way, I mean, if all I gotta do is kick a ball, I mean, aiming's not gonna be too hard. I can really focus it down right down there. So either way, I mean, I don't really know who's on the market. I know Matt Gay got swooped up by the 49ers. Cade York, I think, is still out, and Zane Gonzalez got scooped up. Jake Moody, I'm really happy to have Moody right now because he's hit all his field goals so far. It's a refreshing refreshing breath of air, I gotta say, in Washington. It's making me stutter just a little bit. All right.
He's a goody moody. He's a goody moody, and we like that there. We like that.
Yeah, game time field goal at the end of overtime, but we'll get into it.
Heck yeah. We got Mark Andrews getting extended, getting the bag, 3 years, $39 million. Actually shocked they kept him around for this long, with rumors in the offseason he'd be traded, but he's had an amazing year for them.
Yeah, really definitely coming into his own outside of that catch last year. I really made him determined to come back and provide better this year. 3 years, though. I mean, he is getting older, but I mean, maybe to mentor Isaiah Likely into taking his role, or perhaps get another tight end to really scooch in there.
They really like their heavy personnel, which is a good thing about the Ravens. All right. But I mean, you can only have so many big boys at the end of the day, and this to me signals that once Isaiah Likely's time comes for a new contract, they're not going to shove him a lot of money. Yeah. And this kind of reveals what roles that people have within the offense. So good for Mark Andrews. Glad it's a bounce back year for him after how it ended with the Bills last year in that game, in the iciness of it all. But talking about iciness, Michael Badgley can't stand being an iced kicker. He gets waived, and they sign Blake Grupe.
What wasn't Badgley? He used to be a Chargers kicker, if I'm not mistaken, right? He's bounced around.
Yeah, and his nickname was terrible back in the day. It was the Honey Badgley.
The Honey Badgley? What are y'all, Tyrann Mathieu? Come on. That man's a honey. Man, come on. That's terrible. My kid can make up a better nickname than the Honey Badgley. What is that?
The Honey Badgley, dude. It kind of grew on me for a second, and then I realized how bad he was at kicking the football, and I was just like, okay, well, he can get off the team real quick. So
yeah, get the hell out of here. Josh Simmons, if I'm not mistaken, is the rookie. Am I correct?
Mm-hmm. Left tackle.
Out on IR with a wrist injury. Jawan Taylor and Trey Smith expected to miss Sunday's game due to a tricep and ankle injuries. Wow. Injuries are mounting for the Chiefs, and you hate to see it during a playoff push. They need to have the rest of these games. They got to win out, especially losing to Dallas on Thanksgiving, which was shocking to everybody. Nobody expected Dallas to win, including me. So I mean, and I like to pick upsets, but that's crazy. Dallas really came to play.
Yeah, and Dallas has been coming to play recently as well. Just playing out of their mind. Appreciate you for stopping in, Trev. But
and liking up the live.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe the Chiefs are just bound to keep losing these one-score games after how they were last year. Again, they've only won one all year now to this point, and I don't know. I don't know in the AFC, that's such a crapshoot that they have to win out, but they definitely have to win majority, if not all, at this point. So we'll see how things unfold, especially with the AFC South looming large. I feel like that's where most of the movement's going to come from.
We gotta talk about this next piece of news, though. Looks like Frank Ragnow hit too many Golden Corrals and failed his physical. 49ers Super Bowl. I mean, that's a underdog for sure. I mean, we got Seattle in the division and the Rams. It's gonna be tough to beat, man.
Yeah, I don't know, Rudy. I think that defense is too banged up, and even though they've been doing really good lately, it's been against subpar competition. I just don't think come playoff time they're going to stack with these juggernauts, especially in a tough NFC. Yeah, I still got the Eagles over them. I still got call me crazy. I have the Cowboys over them now if they can mount and make the playoffs. I have the Packers over them. I have the Rams and Seahawks. We'll talk about them in a bit. And see.
The Bears are I'm cold over here. Anyways, the Bears are over here fulfilling my prophecy of being division winners. They better go 12-5. Bookmark that right now.
Bookmark it right now. Hey, they very much could, sitting at 9-3 right now, if I'm not mistaken, top of the NFC.
Number one seed, guys.
We'll touch on that, especially with this week looming large, and they play the Packers. So I guess we'll see.
That's gonna be an interesting game to say the least. I mean, I probably have Packers narrowly favored in that game, but we'll see.
Yeah. I think they're at home, but I guess we'll just have to look down the slate of games once we hit our picks for the week. I'll jump into some corner news real quickly and then jump into one more defensive injury. We got Darius Slay waived from the Steelers, now a Buffalo Bill. It really just didn't work out there in Pittsburgh. Hopefully he can fit better with the Bills. I just think he's old and not the same guy he used to be, and the injuries are starting to mount.
Put him at safety already then. You know,
they got to do something.
Speaking of transitioning players, I heard some rumor and buzz around Quan Martin apparently transitioning to slot nickel cornerback. Apparently, everybody's rummaging around talking about how that might be a better fit, and because he gets lost in coverage at safety. I don't know about that one. I mean, he played it in college, and he was decent in college, but I don't know how he's going to stack up against these slot receivers in this day and age. Mikey Samerstow's having a hard time going back to slot cornerback. Honestly, if he plays better on the outside, keep Mikey on the outside.
Yeah.
I mean, kind of have to right now.
Yeah, because he really has had a rough year in terms of all types of coverage, really, but especially more so on the inside where he lived last year. So it's weird, to be honest. But again, the Commanders' defense is looking better week by week now with Dan Quinn calling plays and, seeing where they end up with that. I mean, 20 points in regulation to the Broncos isn't the worst thing in the world.
So you're saying my 87 overall defense has a chance if I relinquish play calling to somebody else? Yeah. We were getting chewed up when we played earlier, dude. I had no defense. I could not stop. This guy was running with, I'm trying to remember his name, man. Devon Achane. He was tearing me up with Devon Achane. And I could not stop him. I did run blitzes, everything. He was just blowing through the line crazy.
Yeah.
He had like a 4 touchdown game, dude.
Classic Devon Achane, sounds like.
Dude's being held up by Tua. Yeah.
Ain't that the truth?
They got a lot of speed guys on their team. Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill, Devon Achane. That's supposed to be a really good offense. If you really look at it, just get a really good solid tight end there, and maybe a better line, and maybe a better quarterback too. And I think Miami's okay.
They definitely got the pieces around the edges to fill in. I would say the infrastructure of the team is very poorly built outside of those special options that they do have.
Miami needs a BBL.
Okay. All right. Speaking about surgically repairing stuff.
Okay.
Terrion Arnold placed on IR with a shoulder injury, something that's been nagging the whole year. I think he should have gotten surgery on the shoulder. Not quite sure if it's like an AC joint sprain or broken collarbone, whatever it is. The Lions DBs are just having a rough go of it this year.
Yeah, it sounds like last year. Remember? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you get more out of Kirby Joseph last year, and it definitely helps as far as that end goes. But man, they really can't get it right at corner, and losing Carlton Davis, I think, just is the cherry on top for them. So we'll see how they fare this week, the Lions, and it's not looking good for them. Again, not looking good for Sauce Gardner either. Thank goodness he avoided the dreaded Achilles tear, but 2 to 4 weeks with the calf strain is never fun. Those are really tricky injuries. Yeah. Yeah, you can't really do much there. And then Malik Collins, also really good defensive tackle for the Browns. He's out for the year with the quad injury, and you're expecting Mason Graham to pull a little more weight, and he's done amazing. He's actually really good.
Yeah, I mean, he better be. Dude was drafted pretty high.
Yeah, fifth overall pick, and allows Myles Garrett to set the sack record. So
we gotta talk about Abdul Carter real quick before we hop into these games real quick. So you want to break the news if the fans haven't heard it, because I saw another post online about him and his alleged misdeed.
Yeah, so after reading more on it, I don't think it's actually because of that. You know, the Giants are saying it's due to tardiness at team meetings and stuff like that, rather than these reports that have come out about the whole he's on his phone watching the wrong website, if you guys know what we're saying here. And really just the corn, dude, and he's shucking the cob, and it's not looking good. But falsified reports, to say the least, and glad he can get back to football. He played an amazing game for the Giants when he was in. I just think he needs to get his character under wraps, because it hasn't been a good go for him thus far in the NFL when it comes to character concerns.
Now, I got to say something. Seeing Abdul Carter's game, he's not going to get away with what he got away with in college as far as being able to beat tackles fast off the edge here. You got some really athletic left tackles in the game. Abdul Carter, in my opinion, in year one, it's not looking too good in my opinion. I think he's bust candidate of the draft territory.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think that way.
All right. Why don't you think that way?
So he's played better than Kayvon Thibodeaux, and Thibodeaux's been completely phased out of the offense. Abdul Carter still has an above average pressure rate. He gets around the quarterback a lot and causes a lot of havoc, despite, again, not having the best nose tackles outside of Dexter Lawrence there. And then, of course, Brian Burns is on the other edge. But I don't know. I think it really comes down to character concerns of getting more reps on the field because of that. And he's honestly played himself out of some of those reps because of how bad it can be at times for him, just missing meetings or showing up late or not being happy with the amount of snaps he's getting, whatever it may be. I think he's going to end up fine, but only time will tell.
Wait, before you get on, I gotta show you something. So we're talking about the Bears, right? And the fact that they're atop of the NFC.
Yeah.
Well, this wasn't made for this reason, but look what Tia made me. She crocheted me a Walter, a bear.
Heck yeah. You know? It looks like the college dropout bear.
College dropout bear. She also got me like a little tiny octopus.
That's hard.
It looks like the ones from Pac-Man, right?
Oh yeah, yep. The little ghosts.
Mm-hmm.
Heck yeah, dude. I love it.
All right, let's get into some of this game recap. And unless y'all got anything else y'all want to talk about, any fantasy guys, you can ask them. The fantasy guy is right here, man.
Back in business. Gonna get it rolling, and again, prepping for the playoffs. We'll see where we're headed.
All right, let's get in this Packers at Lions. Lions were kind of having a tough day. 31-24 loss. They couldn't seem to get really anything going without, Amon-Ra St. Brown. Jameson Williams did step up in a really good way. But the Packers defense they were really taking advantage and they definitely got them sacks on Jared Goff, pressured him as well. And I just believe that this is my take from from that game. Running Monty in between the 20s and not Gibbs is a crime.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd have to agree with you. I think especially you could have exploited a lot of that pressure that the Packers were showing with more of the screen game that they failed to get going early. That's a good one, Leanna. I would still go Troy Franklin as a safer option. If not, I really like A.D. Mitchell. with the targets he's getting. So Broncos play the Raiders this week. Ooh. So here's the thing about that game. The Broncos could get up so much in the game that they stop passing. And the Jets are always going to be passing because they're never going to be leading big time.
But then again, the Broncos could call for a statement win. I mean, I know it's a lowly Raiders divisional team, but you know, they would probably want to see how more of their guys can perform, and I feel like they could really just step on the gas pedal and really step on their necks, really. It just depends. I mean,
yeah.
What Peyton's saying is viable for sure, but it's like that whole Dallas thing. You start everybody against the Raiders for the most part.
Yeah, I just running backs haven't fared well against the Raiders this year, but wide receivers have. I would still start Franklin. I would still start Franklin, but I wouldn't mind Adonai Mitchell as well, just because he's the number one there, and Troy Franklin's like the 1A, 1B situation. And then with running backs on bye, I mean, so Vidal Hampton's probably going to be back for Monday night. He shouldn't eat into the workload that much, but the Eagles are a tough defense. Who else is on your waivers? That I guess would be the biggest question. But yeah, I just the Lions had a poor game plan outside of Amon-Ra. When he went down, the quick hitters in the slant game to beat the blitz weren't there. Jared Goff really has struggled versus the blitz, specifically this year. Seeing like all the offensive line losses. Yeah. So I don't know. And then Jordan Love played a really good game. He had some beautiful throws to Dontavian Wicks. Jordan Mason could be a good one. If Aaron Jones is out, he is dealing with a little bit of a shoulder injury, but I expect him to play as well. I would lean Vidal if Jordan Mason is your other option. If Bam Knight gets a start again with Trey Benson being out, Devin Neal too. Monangai missed practice. Saints play the Buccaneers this week. I mean, Devin Neal's not a bad option. I feel like that might be your safest option. I wouldn't go Pollard or Pacheco at this point.
Especially Monangai.
Yeah, Monangai's nice. He's a little banged up, and they also play the Packers.
Yeah.
A little harder of a matchup, but like I was saying, Jordan Love again, Dontavian Wicks, Christian Watson had some nice grabs, and they get the dub in Detroit, which I did not expect. But another yeah, it's not the craziest thing in the world. Again, you called that game correctly. So
is Booty worth holding at all? Yeah, Booty's always worth holding. Yeah. No, Peyton, you can give the advice on that one.
Booty is always worth holding. Oh my goodness. But yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't hold him around if you have better options, just because, again, that Patriots receiving core is a crapshoot of picking who's going to pop off every week, because Drake May does spread the ball around a lot. So spreads it around to a lot of Booty sometimes too. So, and, might just drop him for Neal. Yeah, I would, in all honesty. I think it would be a better option than you keep Vidal around if he has a bigger role, of course.
All right, we got the next game going on. We got Chiefs at Cowboys. Jerry Jones and the Cowboys, and Brian Schottenheimer really pulled the stops. I mean, Jerry Jones ain't doing nothing. Brian Schottenheimer pulled out the stops, coaching wise, to get the team ready to play versus the Chiefs, and they prevailed. Dallas really had control for most of the game. I mean, I know it was back and forth early, but Dallas pulled away a little bit, and then Mahomes just couldn't make up for it. I mean, it was really close, but at the same time, the score is closer than the game actually seemed. Unless y'all didn't watch, you know what I mean? That's what I think. Dak Prescott looked like the superior quarterback. I mean, except for that first pick, he was looking like in postseason form, looking like it was about to be a crapshoot. But then he started playing really well, and then George Pickens picking up that turkey leg.
Picking up that turkey leg.
That's her duckling.
Yeah, the Cowboys have really impressed me as of late. The offense is always going to be what the offense is, really good, top 5 in the league. And then the defense, the run defense specifically has completely taken a 180 for the better. And I really am respecting the Cowboys at this point. I think they can make a playoff push. Of course, we'll see with the tough schedule, but Mahomes is just kind of doing it alone out there right now. It seems like he had so many hero ball moments late in that game to try to bring them back, and it just wasn't enough. And you move on to next week, hoping you can beat the Texans.
Now, this game I really didn't get a chance to keep an eye on too much, just because like when I was watching Red Zone, I guess I didn't really see too much of it. The Bengals at Ravens, 32-14 win over Lamar Jackson. Lamar has not been looking like himself the last 4 weeks, in my opinion. Joe Burrow coming back against obvious advice. I mean, I would have said to sit him, but what are you thinking about the Bengals bringing him back and him coming up this well?
I don't know. It doesn't move the needle too much for me. I think this is a game that the Ravens lost purely, and the Bengals didn't do anything special. The Ravens were moving the ball well. You saw an Isaiah Likely dropped touchdown when he's at the half-yard line, turns into a touchback. That's 7 points there.
Right. Okay, I've seen that part on Red Zone.
Yeah. Bengals scored 7 off that. So that's a 14-point swing right there. And you see the tipped pass in the red zone that Lamar had. That's broken up by the defensive tackle. That's an interception right there. Bengals score 3 on that drive. That's a 10-point swing. Zay Flowers fumbles at the end to really cap off the game. Looked like they were going to score on that drive. Lamar has a bad fumble, backs him up big time. Bengals score again on that drive. I'm sticking with my faith in the superior quarterback, the superior team, and that is the Ravens. But this is just ugly right now. Lamar can't run the ball the same, and it's clearly affecting the passing game as well because it can't be predicated on their run.
Fair takes. We got anything else, we can move on. We got Bears at Eagles. Eagles take the loss. The Bears jumped out to an early lead. I think it was 24-9. Eagles came back, scored a touchdown at the end, but it really couldn't help. The Bears were out coaching them for sure. Kevin Patullo got bland again. It was tough. Jalen Hurts just I don't know what to say about it, man, other than the Eagles had a total collapse. And this is looking like 2023 all over again.
Yeah. The offense really isn't good, and I think Sirianni is he's a strange head coach because he doesn't want to take play calling duties away from Patullo, but I think he has a hand in it as well.
I gotta tell y'all something. So I don't know, Liana, if you've seen it, but there was billboards in South Philly telling them to fire Patullo. Somebody hijacked the traffic signs. The ones where it says road work ahead, X, Y, and Z, the kind of like the Etch a Sketch ones, anyways.
Yeah.
It was like fire Kevin Patullo on them.
Yeah, talk about the egging, Leanna. That was crazy too. He got egged.
He does not live that far from me, believe it or not. He's like 30 minutes up north of me. So, the Philly fans are done with his mess. Honestly, I'm done with his mess, and I'm a Commanders fan. I mean, keep calling that vanilla play calling against us, and let's hope we can get those wins against Joe. But other than that, from an unbiased football fan, they need to get rid of him.
Yeah, and I think they will. Did Alex do the egging? Probably.
Oh, hell yeah.
Goodness.
I went up with my Commander's rimmed car and did that.
J-Ro, I would go AD Mitchell, and Logan, I would go DK. Sorry for the late responses, but yeah, you definitely went crazy with the eggs. You bought a couple cartons, and you were flinging it like SpongeBob and Squidward in that one Christmas episode where they're just behind the
snowballs. Yeah. And I gotta tell y'all too, I got the eggs from Dollar Tree. I got the expired rotten eggs. I didn't get the good ones from the store.
Goodness.
Oh, man, gotta pour some eggnog in the gas tank next.
Yeah,
it was not getting to work.
Yeah, and Kevin Patullo is really the one laying the eggs at the end of the day.
Seriously.
And also, the Eagles' defense, you can't give up 250 rushing yards. I know DeAndre Swift and Kyle Monangai are a great tandem, but you can't do that and expect to win when they're controlling the pace of the game, and they're also out coaching you on the defensive end. And Dennis Allen had a great performance.
Yeah, I mean, when the offense can't keep it going, I mean, the defense is going to weigh that pressure. But then again, yeah, that Ben Johnson scheme is really scheming guys. They're really scheming guys open. They're getting good plays down the field, and their offensive line coach is surprisingly working wonders with that group. I mean, even though you went and revamped it this offseason, you got Kyle Monunga and Taylor Swift. Yeah, Taylor Swift. DeAndre Swift out there really running it up and really barely even getting touched in the backfield like that either. It's past the line of scrimmage before they really even get contacted for the most part. At least against Philly it was. So
yeah, bunch of beasts on that front line. Drew Dahlman, Joe Tooney, Darnell Wright, the list goes on really. And whoever they plug in there, it seems to work for them. Ozzy Trapilo has had some time as well at left tackle filling in. So really good for the Bears. We'll see how far the coaching gets them despite their deficiencies in the pass game. I guess we'll talk about that later in the Bears-Packers picks. But
hopefully Caleb breaks the ship and gets to more of a better postseason form. We don't want to see the inconsistencies in the playoffs. Bears fans don't need that heartbreak.
Yeah. And again, he's playing clean football for the most part, not turning it over really, and avoiding sacks. However, you got to be more accurate on the intermediate plays.
I think the nail polish affects the velocity of the throws, man, in my opinion.
Just makes him a little too happy or what?
Not a little too happy. I just feel like he just weighs his fingernails down and it just has a weird spin on the. I don't know, man. A little too happy. Okay, yeah. A little too happy. A little too giddy. A little too jumpy to get those passes in there.
Yeah, and we'll talk about someone who's not so happy. Shedeur Sanders in his first home start gets leveled by the 49ers. Really just clean game by the Niners. They play well, not turning the ball over, a little chunk plays here and there. Don't allow a lot of sacks, and I think that was the biggest difference. The only sack on the day was from Myles Garrett. Besides that, they kept the pressure at bay.
Who was the sack against? Trent Williams. Trent Williams does not give up that many sacks, man. Trent Williams is really athletic. And I think Myles Garrett said it best. He's one of the most athletic left tackles I've ever played against.
Yeah, it's just Myles Garrett is a different beast. He had longer strides, no Diddy.
His mustache makes me smile. it just looks so out of place. It doesn't look right there. But it's okay. Myles Garrett, you keep putting up sack numbers like that, you can look however the hell you want. Ain't nobody gonna care. Nah, man. Very limited on this day, and the Browns just couldn't get anything going. The 49ers defense, like you said, played a clean game, and Shedeur Sanders is Shedeur Sanders.
Yeah, kind of just there and playing a bland brand of football, and not much to say there. In another game that I kind of want to skip by, I had no takeaways from this one besides I said this: the Titanic incompetence remains steady for Tennessee.
Oh, they sinking. They tanking.
Pathetic.
Caleb Downs or what?
I don't know what they're going to do in next year's draft. I think they'll trade back and get some O-line assets because that's what they really need. I thought the O-line was going to be much better. It was much better on paper heading into this year than actuality.
Oh, so they pulled a 2011 Dream Team Eagles on that play. Great on paper, but
not good at all. And Jaguars keep winning. They have solid wins, but I don't think too much of the Jaguars come playoff time either. So,
yeah. Tough game. The better team won, and we'll just leave it at that. We got another interdivisional AFC South game. We got Texans at Colts. Take it away. You want to talk? You love your AFC South teams. Come on, talk about them. You love Colts and you love Texans. So what do you think about it?
So Daniel Jones playing on a broken fibula isn't the best thing in the world. This passing game has been completely shifted to the quick game. Not as many developing routes downfield to people like Alec Pierce. I know he had some big grabs this weekend, but you can't expect the protection to hold up
You
and
still got to take
especially
him over
with
Kirk. You still got to take him over Kirk, thinking and dunking. I don't care.
Oh, I would too. I would 1,000%. And it's
Kirk
changed the
Cousins.
off. I mean, he played okay this weekend. We'll talk about
fine,
that
yeah.
in a sec. But I don't know. This Colts team is falling apart at the seams. Their
Yeah.
identity is kind of getting lost, and the Texans' defense is just keeps winning them games.
Let me look up something just so I'm not incorrect here because I don't remember every single stat from every single game. I'm not a computer. All right. I wanted to see what Jonathan Taylor's numbers were on the day and how many rushes he got.
So I think in the first quarter he had all of their yards.
Okay. Yeah,
He had,
he's looking at 85 yards, 21 rushes, 12 long, no touchdowns. Not really carrying him on the back, but at the same time, I mean, you said Daniel Jones really dinking and dunking, 7.4 yards average, 2 touchdowns, and 201 yards.
Just kind of more getting the ball out quicker. Not really dinking and dunking per se, but not taking the same deep shots he has all year. And then Journey, I'll play spoiler a little bit here. I'm going to go Cowboys too. So, talking about more picks here in a second after we get through some recap.
Probably gonna be a dirt. I'm probably gonna have 2 brain cells. I'm gonna say Cowboys right now, but then when it goes to pick Lions, watch.
A good thing is it's first game on the slate, so should remember it. But yeah, it's just
appreciate the follow,
appreciate
Journey.
the follow. Yeah, thank you. I don't know. The Texans defense is amazingly legit, and I think it's gonna keep carrying them, and we'll see how far they can get.
Let's go.
Saints, Dolphins, kind of a stinker.
Yeah.
Saints tried coming back late. They went for a 2-point conversion to cut the lead down, and pick two. Pick two. Just a gross game all over. The only bright spot, in my opinion, was Devon Achane running all over New Orleans. I believe he had like 22 carries, 134 yards, if I remember on the top of my head. No catches. Crazy enough.
Devon Achane ran all over my Madden team today too. 4 touchdowns against me. My defense was terrible. Anyways,
he's nice like that.
Get out of Miami. Go to a real team. I don't know. Wasting him over there.
Hey, we'll see. Imagine
him on the Eagles, or even, God forbid, I know this is far fetched because the Bears have a good duo, but imagine him on the Bears behind that offensive line, dude.
I've thought about him on the Chiefs. Actually, the Chiefs need a running back, and if they had a speedster like him, and you attach that to Rashee Rice and Xavier Worthy, I think that offense will bounce back big time. Even though they've been really good this year on offense, it's just sparks would fly. I feel like you'd get the Tyreek Hill years back, but that's neither here nor there. This is kind of a dud game, and New Orleans isn't doing anything anytime soon.
Yeah. So who are they drafting with their top 5 pick?
Probably Dante Moore from Oregon, quarterback.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do a little bit more. Really? After they just drafted Shuck, and then they had Rattler last year. This is crazy. I mean, they're late round quarterbacks. I get it. I got to do some more research. You guys got to stick around for our draft breakdowns and all that stuff. We get really in depth with them. And so I'm going to go ahead and get on that as playoff time comes around and really start ramping up the research. Because outside of Caleb Downs, I really don't know anybody else. I just see Caleb Downs all over Facebook. So, and let me excuse my Gen Z self with we'll talk about Facebook. But all right, let's get on to it.
Oh, whippersnapper. Get on to Falcons Jets, and you can open us up on that one.
Isn't Twitter older, anyways?
Nah, I don't know.
There's a damn
but at least it's been rebranded.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, with their constant site failures. Anyways, we'll get on to it. We got Falcons at Jets, man. I'm going to leave it up to the old man to get the job done. I love that one. Oh, my God. Tyrod Taylor and Nick Folk spoil the Falcons' trip. All right, Kirk Cousins played somewhat well, but the Jets played better. You hate to see it as a Falcons fan. As a New York fan, though, you're just ruining draft position at this point. What was the point? Tank.
Yeah,
Tank Johnson, Tank.
You never want to lose football games on purpose, but I get what you mean. And
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's a good win for the Jets culture building at the end of the day, too, because you hear Aaron Glenn after the game say, I used to play with this man.
Yeah, I
And
used to play with this man.
Crazy. But Tyrod Taylor had a couple scrambles late, put him in great position to go ahead and kick that ball and win the game. Very in tune that whole final drive, in my opinion. Got a good kickoff return to put him in a solid position as well. And they take advantage, and the Falcons just... This is Raheem Morris and Zach Robinson's last year. I think they overhaul a new regime in to help Michael Penix, Drake London, and the whole supporting cast next year get Bijan more involved.
Honestly, after the whole debacle last year with the time management, I thought Raheem Morris was done last year when they literally lost their way out of being in the playoffs. So,
yeah. I mean, the record this year is the proof in the pudding, in my opinion, and I think they finally pulled the plug.
What's their record right now, if I'm not mistaken? I don't have it.
4-8.
You know what's funny? Guess what? Guess the record I predicted in preseason.
Was it 5-12?
I got hate on the 5-12 prediction. I got hate on it.
Yeah.
The Falcons are a good team. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, the coaching has just been
too
hard to overcome.
Yeah, you have good players though. You have, Bijan, you have Drake London, you have Tyler Algier, Kyle Pitts when he can actually catch the ball. You have good players. It's just the coaching's not bringing it all together like it should.
Yeah, and good pieces on defense too.
Yeah.
But indeed, I don't know. I think the offense has been worse. Yeah, Caden Ellis. They got Jesse Bates, Xavier Watts.
Jesse Bates is my free safety.
Yeah, they have some studs.
Oh yeah. Do something. It's like you're sitting there poking them with the stick. Like, come on, do something. All right, anyways, on to next year. The Falcons ain't threatening nobody. We'll talk about somebody who is threatening on the NFC South. We got to talk about the Panthers upsetting the Rams, dude, 31-28. I should have picked the Panthers. I was really thinking about it, but I was like, you know what? Let me go on the err on the side of caution. I don't think it's the Panthers week, and yet I'm proven wrong. Let's go. Because I've been picking the Panthers all year for those who haven't known. I think I'm above 500 in those picks. And then the time I picked against them when they played the Saints this last time, the Saints won. So I was thinking the Rams were going to do the same thing, but hey, the Panthers took advantage. That defense was opportunistic to say the least, man. You said Bryce Young is one of the strangest evaluations in football. That man could have like a week where he's throwing 450 yards, and then he can have a week where he's throwing under 100 yards and throwing 3 picks. So I really don't know about Bryce Young. I feel like it's just a couple screws loose in between the ears. But when you get the perk Young, it works.
You get the perk Young, dude. That sounds
I don't
bad
know. Talking about it.
Goodness. You get the perk Young. Oh goodness. Well, like you said, opportunistic on defense. Mike Jackson, great job breaking the route on Puka Nacua, take it back for 6.
Puka.
You saw the Derek Puka.
No, I only make jokes. I love Puka Nacua. I just say Puka because that's what his name looks like when you spell it out, Puka. So that's what I call it. Either way, yeah.
Derek Brown. Fumble late in the game on Matthew Stafford. Stafford had 3 turnovers and
ugly.
Yeah, just bad turnovers in all honesty, because I think one was in the red zone as well, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't know if the red zone pick was first, but I think it was.
Yeah, I think it was, and then it was the pick 6, and I was just like, yeah, this is going to be a long day for the Rams. I don't know if they come back.
Yeah, also, I got to look at it. I think the announcer was saying it was 11 straight games without the pick, 11 straight games without the interception. And
yeah, he played amazing.
Yeah, right after that is when he threw the pick in the red zone. I was like, oh boy, the announcer's out here jinxing everybody.
Yeah, it normally works like that for some weird reason. Once they put information out there, you just don't want the people taking advantage. And
there was some kicker who was perfect on extra points, or perfect on, I think it was perfect this season, and then the announcer dropped a bomb and he missed a field goal.
Yeah.
Damn, wasn't Nick Folk? Because wasn't Nick Folk last week? No?
No, I know Chad Ryland at one point they did it to him when he was making a bunch of extra points, but I'm not quite sure. I know they put up those graphics and then immediately after it just goes to poop.
Yeah, the analytics are saying to miss it.
Yeah.
Miss it.
Goodness.
I'd hate to be a field goal kicker.
Yeah, it's just so much pressure at the end of the day. You miss one kick and your head's getting chopped off, it feels like. So it's not a fun time. The only thing else I'd touch on for this game was just the Puka Nacua grab. If you didn't see the one-hander he made, it was
almost catch of the year.
I think it might have been catch of the year. That's in the rain, one-handed, thrown on your wrong shoulder,
right on his back, right?
Yeah, he had to flip his hips because he got directed the other way, and again, one-handed snag, took it to the ground. Perfect contested catch ability for him. He's the best contested catcher in the league. So,
yeah, there you go. You're gonna puke when you go against him. Call him Puka Nacua.
Okay.
Got these cornerbacks scared. All right. Like his hair though too. His hair, he has nice hair. We got Cardinals at Buccaneers. Cardinals almost spoiled Bucky's return game. You want to talk more about it, man?
Yeah, it's kind of a gross game in all honesty. The Cardinals had chances to win at the very end there because it's 2017 heading into the Cardinals' final drive. But predictable play calls down the stretch for Drew Petzing really made the game what it was. I don't think the Buccaneers played really impressive at all. I know Baker's dealing with a shoulder injury. Don't think that's really anything to sing home about even when he gets his weapons back. I think this Buccaneers offense isn't going to be as good going forward. Bucky gets a lot more work than expected, but yeah, Jacoby Brissett, when you're running just slants 2 plays in a row and your first read is taken over, the whole play collapses and they eventually lose the game. So
yeah, not much too much to say. We gotta talk about this this shutout. All right, so we gotta talk about Peyton's quarterback 1 for his Madden Ultimate Team, Max Brosmer. Dude's horrible. I could go out there and play quarterback better. I'd be the next Jamarcus Russell and not really be able to see half the field, but I could still play better than him.
Yeah, dude, it was.
Yeah,
I'm a big boy.
I'll be Jamarcus Russell going out there.
Oh no, you'd be freaking you'd be the Fridge Perry, dude, just running halfback dive.
Seriously. Quarterback draws and freaking short dink and dunk routes for me because if I can't see down the field like that, so.
Yeah, dude. But again, I really don't think you could do worse than Brosmer. I mean, 4 interceptions.
It was tough.
The game was 3-0. He has his team in field goal range, and he literally is getting twirled backwards. And instead of just taking the sack and keeping him in field goal range, he just throws it sidearm right to the defender.
He was trying to do something there. He was trying to do something there, or at least just trying to throw it away, and just did not work. It was all bad, man. And Kevin O'Connell's probably shaking his head right now. You say he should have been cut at halftime. Getting cut mid-game is crazy. Who do they have left, dude? Because it's really ugly. That quarterback room's bad. What happened to Carson Wentz? Wasn't he on their roster?
Remember, he got injured. He's out for the year. His shoulder is cooked. His knee is cooked. Like, he's just cooked, you know?
Yeah. No turkey. Anyways.
No turkey.
I mean, that's tough. That's real tough. They're gonna have to trade for some. Well, not even that, because they're not even making the playoffs. They're 4-8. Like, they're gonna be. Washington plays them. I hope we beat CA then. To be honest with you, we have to. Yeah,
it's JJ's coming back this weekend. Vikings are at home. We're gonna see what happens. It's gonna be a gross game no matter what. I feel like the Vikings really need a win, and
so do we. We lost 7 straight.
I don't even know at this point.
Yeah, it was. We were 3-2, 7 straight.
Oh, geez. Well,
tough.
Either way, both teams need a win. We're gonna see when force meets force what happens, but it's gonna be a gross one.
We'll talk about who starts. Who do we think starts in that one? So let's go ahead and get on to Raiders Chargers. Peyton, you take it away. This is your game. Your game to talk about here. You can talk about Justin Herbert getting injured and how you felt about that big, bulky glove coming on that man's hand and how it looked. You thought he was taking a poop.
I thought he was taking a poop. I didn't recognize that he landed on his hand so hard. Even in the video replay, it doesn't look like he breaks it. But when he's jogging off to the sideline and you see his left ring finger dangling, it's kind of a cause for concern.
If that man was married, you can see his marriage is hanging on by a thread. Wouldn't you say that?
Oh goodness, bro!
It's terrible.
He'd have to take off the ring and everything for that big bulky glove. And again, I don't know. The Chargers just really worked in the run game. They had a good script when Herbert went out, and when Herbert was back in, he was just handing the ball off, playing clean football. He had that one bad red zone interception where he could have thrown it out a little wider, but Q Blue Kelly jumped the route, I believe.
I'm concerned with his red zone interceptions as of late, and I'm hearing some rumblings saying that Herbert's not the guy for you guys, or he shouldn't be. Give Trey Lance the start. Yeah, okay. It's crazy. I'm not entertaining it. I'm just telling you what I'm seeing out there.
Yeah, but I also see a bunch of funky stuff, and I don't pay no mind to it. Again, Justin Herbert is a top 7 quarterback at worst, in my opinion. So we'll see how it ages, but a good little smackdown on the Raiders, who have nothing to play for at this point.
There you go. The Bills come back and stomp the Steelers 26-7. Whew. Aaron Rodgers got hurt, or was he already out for this game? I think he was out, right? No, he was in. He was in, right? He was right, because he got landed on, and then he got taken out. And Mason Rudolph didn't come in and really provide much different. It was ugly, to say the least, for the Steelers. Concerning coming playoff time, seeing how Rodgers, with his injury, how he handles, and the Bills had a plan, and the Bills executed. They did really well.
Yeah, I don't think Pittsburgh makes the playoffs. Again, they play the Ravens twice.
He wants to be 9-8 and make a playoff berth.
I don't know, man. This Pittsburgh team is gross. They overperformed at the beginning of the year, and they're starting to regress. And this offense is putrid no matter who you put in a quarterback. They don't have good receivers, even though you sign Adam Thielen. It's not good. DK is not a really alpha wide receiver one even. So it really just looks bad. And the defense isn't playing up to snuff. We'll see how they play over the next couple weeks with an easier schedule that they haven't been facing thus far, but I don't think they take advantage of it.
All right, there you go. Let's talk about this thriller, man. Broncos at Commanders. 27-26 loss for the Commanders. It went into overtime. Commanders go for 2 in there. A couple of touchdowns called back. The officiating crew was horrible in this game. There was a couple of non-penalties that were called in favor of Denver. But anyways, we'll talk about it. Marcus Mariota played really well outside of the pick, and I just got to say he commanded the offense quite well. Bo Nix even played well on the other side. You saw that freaking freakish throw. He was scrambling. He was basically laying sideways, and that man threw the sidearm pass for the touchdown to Sutton. So, yeah, that game was really close. It was really exciting as a Commanders fan, too, to say the least. Glad we have Jake Moody making all his extra points and all his field goals. It's a breath of fresh air, like I said. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, Bobby Wagner got an interception off of Bo Nix. Bo Nix hasn't really been turning the ball over as much, and they haven't really been giving up much sacks. I think they gave up 1 or 2 sacks in the night, and yeah, just Commanders fall short. And if he threw it just a little bit higher with Nick Benito's head, we would be singing a different tune right now, and the Commanders would be, 4-8.
Yeah, I think so. Instead of 3-9, sounds about right.
That was our Super Bowl. We lost.
That was your Super. Yeah, man. I got to give credit to Bo Nix. Outside of that one boneheaded interception to Bobby Wagner, I don't know what he was looking at, in all honesty. But really played well outside of that. You saw him in his comfort zone. When he gets out of the pocket, he's actually a better passer. I don't know why. It seems like his footwork inside the pocket just gets a little bit wonky and drives him to be a little more inaccurate than being on the run. But yeah, he played a really good game. I like what I saw from him. However, again, it just doesn't move the needle for either teams, in my opinion. Again, I like what I'm seeing more so about out the Commanders with expectations set for them.
Yeah, Dan Quinn's really dialing up the right defense here. I mean, I know Joe Witt's still there in similar capacity, but Dan Quinn's taking over for play calling. It should have been done weeks ago, man. I mean, I know he's trying to give his guy a chance, but I feel like Joe Witt may be going at the end of the year, depending, or he just may have an even more diminished role while Dan Quinn takes over full D coordinator duties. And just got to say, man, Chris Rodriguez and Jeremy McNichols were really rushing well in the night. I know that last drive where we had a lot of penalties, a lot of phantom penalties, we picked up some big conversions too, and that's hats off to the offense. You know, Terry McLaurin came back with 96 yards and what would have been, I think, a touchdown or two, but had it not been called back. And yeah, just other than the officiating crew, I feel like this game really could have been played any better by either side. I mean, I know Riley Moss was getting picked on by Traylon Burks, and just gotta talk about the OBJ catch right there. That was phenomenal. That made me cream my jeans right there. I gotta say about Traylon. I was kidding. A good wide receiver play. Just love to see it. Traylon Burks really had a hell of a catch. Riley Moss was getting picked on. I know he's a little gun shy due to his PIs in the past, and a lot of people were saying that he's really just not that good. Jahdae Barron almost ended the game when he stepped in front of a pass to almost get picked. So Jahdae Barron was a cornerback that I was high on in the draft as well. I liked him a lot.
Yeah, and again, he hasn't been playing the brand of football we've accustomed to look at him for, but I don't know. I think a transition to more of a safety role in the future might be about, because the things he does would fit better as a safety, in my opinion.
There you go.
But we'll see. And to that, it brings us to our last game, or recap. I'll go through this one real quickly. Giants at Patriots, 33-15 win for the Patriots. Just dominated in all facets. You thought Shane Bowen getting fired would provide a little more juice for this Giants squad on defense. It doesn't at all. The Patriots were driving the ball at will, and they were getting chunk play after chunk play. They were running the ball well. They were passing the ball well. And they were playing with their food at the end there to slow the clock down. And this could have been to
be honest,
a disgusting game.
I don't think it was Shane Bowen's fault per se. I would say just how the scheme was executed, because the Giants defense, you know, is decent on paper. You got a really solid D line. You have good people in the secondary with Paulson Adebo and Javon Holland, and you got Deonte Banks as cornerback too, not getting burnt up like last year. But either way, I mean, I like what I see out of, you know, New York's defense. I'm just wondering if it's more execution based than, you know, straight defensive calling plays, and that's what their downfall is.
Yeah, I think it's both. Shane Bowen definitely didn't help because his blitz packages were uninspiring. He didn't bring a lot of pressure with the guys he had, and that's a huge problem.
But he expected his first round pick to get there. He expected his all-pro D tackles to get there. He expected Kayvon Thibodeau when he's in, and Brian Burns too. I mean,
Brian Burns is still second in the league in sacks, but despite all this. But when Dexter Lawrence isn't having as good of a year as he could be having, I honestly think it's just been uninspiring with their pass rush as far as the scheming goes, because you can't always expect to rush 4 and win. You have to be rushing 5. You have to be rushing 6. And that's something they did in the bottom half of the league in terms of percentiles. And the pressure is where they're going to get their stops, where they're going to wreak their havoc, because Giants are not going to turn the ball over. That's just not in their DNA this year. So I think you have to create havoc, negative plays when it comes to sacks, and I guess we'll have to see how it transpires going forward. Are we going to see the Bengals comeback run, Nate? No, we're not. We are not seeing the.
Oh,
we are
man.
definitely not.
Unless you expect the rest of the teams to lose out the rest of the year. But I mean, you got Steelers at Ravens this week, so I don't know. Who's more of a
Yep.
threat, the Steelers or the Ravens in the AFC North? Enlighten me, guys. I think Ravens are atop, or if not, Steelers are barely atop.
Oh, it's Ravens.
Ravens.
I don't know, the Bengals have a final easy like 3 games. Again,
They need a
they
lot
have
to
the
happen.
Dolphins, the Cardinals, and the Browns. But again, you got the Bills and the Ravens the next 2 weeks. I think they just fall to 10 wins quick, and that's a wrap on their season.
All right. Well, we got some picks going on, so let's go ahead and get on over there, and we'll do our picks. We got the graphic. Oh, Brandon is not here today, guys. Sorry about that.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. All right, Brandon's not here with us today, but we'll read his picks off. All right, so we got Cowboys at Lions. Lions are at home, 3.5-point favorites. I'm taking Cowboys 30-27. I know I said that earlier. Take it close, not as close as you, but close. What do you got?
I got Cowboys 28-27. Again, the Lions are reeling right now. I think the pressure is going to be a lot for them. The Cowboys D-line is the highlight of that defense, and I don't think the Lions are going to be able to stop the Cowboys defensively either. So I think it all fits in together. It remains competitive because Lions are at home. They want to play competitive, of course, in a game like this, and these are a must-win for both teams come this time of year, but I'm going to lean Cowboys, hotter team.
Oh, there you go. And Brandon's got Lions 27-23 in a reversal of what we said. I don't know his reasoning, but he just picked the Lions. Let's go ahead and get to the next game. We got Dolphins 2.5-point favorites on the road at New York. I'm going Jets in the upset, even though they are at home in front of their one fan they have left. I'm going to go 17-14 Jets, and Brandon's doing 21-13 Dolphins.
Yeah,
what you got?
I resonate more with the Dolphins pick just because I don't think the Jets are good enough to win 2 games in a row. I know the Dolphins have won, I think it's three in a row now to climb to 5-7. I think they keep it going. 2 in the cold is not the best, but I think they get Devon Achane rolling again, and he's going to have a day. The Jets really focus on their secondary, and I think the Dolphins are going to work their short game. So
I can see the Jets being a little more hungry for these wins. I know that the Dolphins won 3 in a row, and your points of view. I just like to see. I don't know. I like to see them getting a win like this, in a good Jet fashion. I just hope they come out and they just throw haymakers and catch the Dolphins off sides.
In Jet fashion. What is Jet fashion? Oh goodness.
Oh, they jetting on them.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Oh, speak of a
Somebody's
team.
got to pick the Jets. Come on, the money line's got to be strong for that one for the bet.
Oh goodness, it's probably like plus 180. I don't even know, dude. I haven't looked at lines in forever. Goodness. Moving to the Steelers Ravens. I'll keep this one short and sweet. It's always a tough game when these two play. I just think the Ravens need to win more, and they're going to get it 17-13.
Yeah, well, Rodgers banged up as he is. Don't know what is his status. Is he playing or is he out?
He'll probably play.
Yeah, but then again, you're still cautious with injury. I just feel like it just limits him just a bit. So I'm going to go Ravens 31-20 in that one, and Braden's going Steelers 27-24 in the upset.
Yeah,
at Ravens, that's crazy.
He loves the Steelers.
He does.
I don't know. 27 points on the Ravens on the road. Ravens also have a longer week because they played on Thursday. So I think they're more rested, and I think they win no matter what.
Yeah, rest can also cool them down as well, but I see both sides. I see both sides of the coin there, and it works. Either way, it's a divisional game that could flop either way. But yeah, the Ravens do need it more, and I believe they're going to want it more. I feel like they're going to fight for it more, especially in front of their home crowd. I can see it going.
Yep. Moving into some of our final games here, we got Saints at Buccaneers. Buccaneers 27-17. I don't think the Saints are very inspiring at all. Defense has performed worse as of late. Offense isn't great by any means, and now you're without Alvin Kamara and possibly without Chris Olave this weekend. We'll have to see. But yeah, just give me the Buccaneers 27-17.
I know I like to roll with the Saints in these types of situations. Just look what they did to the Panthers a couple weeks back, but not this week. Not this week at all. I'm going Buccaneers 20-10, and then Brandon's going 27-14 Bucks. Taking the win at home in front of the home crowd. The Saints are just going to come deflated, man. Tyler Shuck is up next. Yep, yes he is.
Yeah, up next to the UFL. Maybe.
Up next to Cancun. No, just kidding. That man's been in Cancun. They've been eliminated.
Yeah, that Saints O-line ain't doing him any favors. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know, man. I turn on his tape and I'm just like, this is average at best. He has glimpses, but this is average at best, and he's below average. So, moving on to a game that I think might decide the division: Colts at Jaguars. Colts reeling as of late, really need one. Jaguars coming in a little hotter. This is typically a spot where I would pick the Colts, but I really don't have faith in them getting it done on the road in Jacksonville this time around. I think it's going to swing 21-20 either way. Give me the Jags.
Yeah, there you go. You got some fantasy questions. You can go ahead and answer those. While you get your bearings in a row for those, I'm going to go Jaguars 21-17, and Brandon's going to take the upset and do Colt. Well, he's going to take with the team and go Colts 21-14. I think with Daniel Jones banged up as he is, I just don't think they can get as much push. Like you said, a lot of dinking and dunking shorts. Well, short throws, not too much deep throws. I feel like the Jags will be able to cover it up nicely. There you go. Go ahead and answer your questions, man.
No worries. User, let's see. Yeah, you would have won that trade for sure, User. Fair that I got vetoed. I don't know about that. I would still take the H-hand side, though. And then Patriots Bears Super Bowl. I love football, which is pink, so I would love anything. But I think that's one of the worst combos of the remaining teams that we could get.
It's interesting because you're putting Caleb Williams versus Drake May, two of the top quarterbacks in last year's class. I just don't think they're that well improved enough to make it all the way, really, on each of their sides. I feel like the Patriots, yeah, they are a good team. I just don't think Drake May is going to lead them there as of yet. And at the same time, I'm going to say the same thing with the Bears. Ben Johnson's first year. I mean, I know Dan Quinn almost went to the Super Bowl last year. Eagles just got in the way, but I just don't think it's going to be the same capacity. I feel like they win the division, each of them, but I feel like they're both second-round exits, in my opinion.
You think the Bears won the division?
The Bears, yeah. That's what I said.
Really? I don't think the Bears won the division still, but I guess we'll get to that.
Well, I said that in the preseason, 12-5. I'm still going to stick with it. Man, I hope the Lions still go 7-10, but let's go.
Goodness. Jay, you said he's a real talent with the Will Levis mindset. I mean, he's the oldest rookie in the league. He's 24, 25. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't know, man. I don't see it with him. He doesn't push the ball downfield enough reliably. I know he's had some nice glimpses on throws to Olave, but I don't know. And then User, I get you with the trade deadline. They're all different. Mine was this past week, I believe, the 26th was mine. So it kind of lines up. Mickey Mouse League. That's funny, but yeah, I don't think it's a crazy trade, but yeah, if the other person needs depth, then they need depth. Mickey Mouse League is crazy, but I digress.
Sing the hot dog song, guys.
Goodness, let's talk about a Mickey Mouse game on the slate. We got Titans at Browns. I think it's just going to be a game where Myles Garrett can set the sack record. 17-14 Browns.
I'm going 17-16 Browns, and Brandon's going 24-14 Browns.
Yeah, just Browns across the board. I think it's all going to be due to that defense.
The Titanic is going to floor on this one. The Titans.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, fire Mike McCoy after the season, even though he's interim, and really just clean shop there.
It is some Mickey Mouse League BS. I agree. That's crazy.
Yeah, it is a super late deadline, but as long as you're not trading in the playoffs, I think that's where it really gets murky. And
appreciate the likes and love, guys.
Yeah, appreciate you guys as always. We'll jump into Commanders Vikings. You take it away with your pick.
Well, I didn't pick yet, so I'm going to go out the seat of my pants here. Vikings are at home, 1.5 point favorites, but I think with the way the Commanders played the Broncos. Not going to say that past has any dictation in the future. I feel like the Commanders are more hungry for a win here, even though the Vikings are only 4-8. JJ McCarthy's being back, but I just think the Commanders defense opportunistically gets some turnovers off of JJ McCarthy, and I feel like we take the win, man. No matter who starts, whether it's Mariota or Jaden Daniels. I'm going to take Commanders 23-17.
Heck yeah. Brandon picked the Commanders 23-17.
Yeah.
So
there you go.
I mean, you guys are intertwined, if you will, and
All right.
I'm gonna go the Vikings here, 17-13. I don't think either team is gonna play inspiring football, but I just think it's really a gross game all around. The Vikings will get the run game going, I think, a little bit more. That's their road for victory, and their defense playing good, so it's not a confident pick. If Jaden Daniels plays, though, I'll swap to the Commanders. But
You can stay right where you are.
Mariota.
Oh my God, Chris Collinsworth made me want to punch the wall, dude. I know it's how Mariota said his name in pregame intros. I got that. But come on, man, you've been saying Mariota for years now. Mariota, even Tirico was doing it too. Man, I gotta turn the announcers off and just listen to TuneIn Radio. I'd rather listen to the. If y'all didn't know, y'all sports teams actually have their own home radio networks that you can tune into and listen to the game. And I feel like it'd be a lot more passionate that way. I always loved listening to the Washington announcers over the TV announcers. The TV announcers are buns. They all are. They're all very basic. It's very scripted, and it's I don't know. It just doesn't feel genuine. It's like if I'm sitting here and I'm reading off a piece of paper to talk to you guys instead of have my own thoughts and opinions and feelings outside of that as time goes on. It just sounds bland. It's flavorless. It's boring.
Yeah, there's very few announcers in this scope of the league, in my opinion.
Kevin Harlan can get that top vote, in my opinion. I like Kevin Harlan.
Yeah,
he's really good.
Kevin Harlan's great in everything he does. He did basketball too for TNT.
Yeah, I heard a couple of his highlights on Basketball for Troy Aikman and Joe Buck can kick rocks. I think Al Michaels has kind of outlived his usefulness. He's getting a little older, in my opinion. I really like John Gruden on freaking Monday Night Football, though. He was my favorite, him and Tirico and ESPN. I did not mind those two together.
I like Mike Tirico, in all honesty. I also like Tom Brady. He's a really good announcer as well. But get Tony Romo out of here. Al Michaels is getting way too old. Kirk Herbstreit belongs in college ball. Greg Olson's also a really nice one. I like how Greg Olson brings his insight.
Greg Olson's breakdown reminds me of yours. I could say that at the least. Y'all kind of have like the same mannerisms when y'all talk certain things. I mean, I don't know if it's a Southern Cali thing. You guys just drag out y'all words like Valley Boys, but I don't know what Greg Olson's deal is. But either way, no, y'all have similar opinions, and for the most part, and I like the way y'all both break down ball, and I like how Tom Brady does as well. Tony Romo, yeah, he caught on fire with his whole gadget plays. Like, he's saying, well, if they're lined up like this, they're running this play X, Y, and Z. I mean, it's cool. It's great, but I'm pretty sure any quarterback can sit in the booth and say the same thing.
Not just that, it comes to a point where, again, that was his whole talking point. Yeah, his whole talking point, and then he brings Mahomes into everything now, literally, and it's just terrible. So
dude sounds like Collinsworth, bro. Come on.
Yeah, but I think he's worse. I think he's the worst Mahomes Glazer. And
he was a Josh Allen Glazer for the most part last year for sure. Dude changes.
No one's as bad as Mahomes. I mean, at least he wasn't mentioning Josh Allen in every other game that wasn't featuring Josh Allen. That's what he does with Mahomes, and unfortunately, it's all bad. But we'll move on from that. We'll get to this game, Seahawks Falcons, which I think is going to be a beatdown. It flows. It's football.
We got 7-point favorites for the Seattle at Falcons. Brandon's taking Seattle 28-21. I'm gonna go Seahawks just because F the Falcons for the most part. I just feel like they're just gonna jack something up and they're gonna underutilize their guys as well. I'm gonna go 40-20. I feel like Seattle just puts BTA to them.
Heck yeah, I don't mind it. I don't know. I think Falcons get a lot of pressure. I'm gonna go 27-20.
All right. And we got Bengals at Bills, 5.5-point favorites for the Bills at home. Obviously, it would be wrong to take the Bengals. I mean, their defense. I just think the Bills come into postseason form here. I'm going to go 30-23.
Heck yeah.
And
I like it.
Yeah, Brandon's got 24-13 Bills as well, so we're kind of in the same ballpark there. Last couple games, actually.
All in unison. We say Bills here, 27-23. I think Bengals get a late touchdown to make it closer than it is.
Sorry, Bengals fans. We got Broncos 7.5-point favorites at Raiders. Bro, it'd be crazy if I picked the Raiders, but Brandon picked Broncos 31-14. Man, I really
do it if you want.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do Raiders. Oh god, this is wrong. This is so wrong. This is so wrong. All right, I'm gonna say I think it's gonna be a defensive game for Denver, and I feel like it could be like an off game for Bo Nix. I'm gonna do 17-14 Raiders. It's gonna be ugly, but somebody's gotta pick them. And with them being as heavily favored as they are with Broncos, yeah, I like it. Appreciate you, Nate.
Nate's a Raiders fan, so
all
he
right,
loves it. Raiders don't have a shot in this one. They kept it close last time. It was 10-7 for the Broncos, but I think it's going to be 23-7 this time around. I think Geno Smith is going to get eaten alive. He might be sacked 12 times.
Spoken like a true hate-ass Chargers fan.
True.
All right.
Hey, that's fair. I want to see the Raiders beat the Broncos. I'm rooting for them this weekend. But
yeah, you want everybody to beat the Broncos because after the Broncos, it'll help you with playoffs and all that stuff. So, all right, we got Bears at Packers, 6.5-point favorites for the Packers at home. Brayden took Bears 24-14. What you got, Peyton? Because I'm still thinking about mine. I really don't even know. It's one of those games that can go either way.
Bears beatdown? I don't know about that. I got the Packers 24-23. The Bears finally come back down to earth. They have to play a really tough game in Lambeau, and I think the passing woes are going to be too much for Caleb and the boys to overcome this time around.
All right, I'm thinking nuclear bomb. How about that? All right, nuclear bomb 27-14. I'm going to do 27-14 Packers at home.
Nice.
With an extra side of cheese.
We like that. Cut the cheese. Don't hold it.
Oh yeah, cut the cheese. I'm gonna get in trouble.
Cut the cheese.
All right, Rams 7.5-point favorites at Cardinals. Arizona just hasn't been that great at home, in my opinion. I'm gonna go Rams here. I'm gonna take Rams. I feel like Matthew Stafford bounces back here. I'm gonna go 40-17 Rams.
I love it. I'm gonna go 38-20 Rams.
And Brandon's going 31-13 Rams. So.
Yeah, we all think the Cardinals are buns, which they are, and
sorry, Tony.
Rams need to bounce back. Sorry, Tony.
He's the only Cardinals fan I know. He's like the only Cardinals fan in the bleachers. Like, yay, Cardinals! That man was talking about Kyler Murray like that man was Tom Brady. Let me tell you. Oh my god.
All bad.
Arizona's pretty. Arizona's beautiful. Lived there before. Would love to go back, but the Cardinals stink, so it's okay.
Yeah,
I'd rather have the place looking pretty and the sports team's trash than the sports team's great and the place looking like trash like Philly. So
yeah. I mean, take a walk in downtown Phoenix. It's a little crazy now, but either way.
I mean, North Phoenix
is crazy.
North Phoenix was kind of bad when we were there, and I think Central Phoenix was always bad. So.
I don't know. They host a free win every week at State Farm, so I appreciate you, Nate.
The only thing I'll say is Central Phoenix is where that one dude we worked with, he ran a red light because he dropped his food. He's a chunky guy, if you remember. He ran a red light because he dropped his food and he crashed his car because he wanted to pick up his burger.
Crazy.
Anyways, you remember him, right? I'm not gonna say his name on the stream, but you remember him.
Discount double stack. All right.
Wow, come on. That's hard.
All right. Texans Chiefs. Let's get off Burger Man. Texans Chiefs. I'm gonna shock the world with this pick. I'm gonna go Texans 21-20. I don't think Chiefs get right.
Oh, you got a Texans hamburger in the win from the Chiefs.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go Texans just because the fact that that defense is an absolute, stud. I love it. And hopefully, CJ Stroud can perform decent enough to get the win over the Chiefs. I feel like Chiefs are kind of deflated after losing to Dallas. I know they have to win out, but Mahomes is going to lose. Well, isn't going to win those one-score games like he was getting away with last year. I just feel like Texans take the win here. I'm gonna go by a wider margin. I'm gonna do 24 to 20. Well, 24 to 21.
Heck yeah. Appreciate the likes, Ash. And then Brandon differs from us. He has Chiefs 23-17. Hope he's wrong.
Yeah.
I know Chiefs are at home. I could easily see them winning this game. I'm going to trust the hot hand here, trust the hotter defense, and trust that the Chiefs O-line is just not going to figure it out with all these injuries.
All right. How's Herbert? He said he's uncertain to play.
My expectation is he will play, but he's not going to be 100%, and he might not run the offense as well as anticipated because he can't take snaps under center.
All right, well, I'm taking caution against the wind here, and I'm going 21-17 Chargers for the next game. Eagles 3.5-point favorites at LA. I feel like the jet lag gets to Jalen Hurts. I feel like it gets the defense, and I feel like they're pissed off trying to find their rightful identity and get things right under Kevin Patullo. I feel like the Chargers defense takes advantage of that bland play calling, and I feel like they could stop him. I feel like they could take care of him. Saquon's not the same as he was last year, and I feel like the Chargers defense can really take advantage. Even if Justin Herbert can't take snaps from under center, they're going to figure out a well in the way, and I feel like they're going to win too.
I certainly hope so. I'm not going to take that same optimism into Monday night. I think the Chargers, with or without Justin Herbert, lose this game 24-20.
What's their primetime record this year? Think about it. They beat the hell out of the Raiders Monday night.
They are undefeated in primetime.
Well, there you go. And what are the Eagles looking like? The Eagles they're not undefeated, if I'm not mistaken either, so.
I think their only loss was the Bears, if you count that as primetime on a Black Friday game. But otherwise than that, they beat the Lions in primetime. They beat the Cowboys in primetime. And they probably have one more game in primetime that they were victorious in.
To be honest, with the Lions game, I feel like if wind wasn't a factor, and like you said, with Jared Goff being a dumb quarterback and all, I feel like if wind wasn't a factor and it wasn't so chilly that night, honestly, that night I went outside and it was really bad. I was freezing and I had a coat on and everything like that, so I couldn't imagine how those players are playing. But either way, you got to look at it. I feel like if the weather wasn't as much of a factor, I feel like Philly loses that game against the Lions.
You can't control the conditions at the end of the day, but again, it did change the outcome of the game big time. It played more into the Eagles' strengths.
Yeah, they can run the ball. And, the Lions could have sustained with Jahmyr Gibbs, but I don't know, man. I think that was one of the games where their use of Devin Montgomery kind of came under scrutiny for you. I think they were using.
They use him too much in unadvantageous situations. Use him more at the goal line, and don't use him as much as a pass catcher. And
I was gonna say like a scat back type of opportunity for him, because Jahmyr is that ground and pound. I mean, I know Devin Montgomery can do it too, but I just feel like Jahmyr Gibbs, you got the burst, you got the outside zone runs, he can burst it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he has the most missed tackles forced per attempt, most missed tackles in the league, and he's been doing that for 2 years straight. So
you know why his number is 0? Because nobody can tackle him, nobody can get him.
Oh goodness,
Jahmyr Gibbs, man. So what do you think about Jonathan Taylor's run for MVP? Is it kind of running a little stale now with him not as performing as well? What do you think about that?
It was never going to happen. Again, this is a quarterback. So? No, this is a quarterback award. It's whoever has the best record at QB mixed with the best stats. And
Ravens or Jacksonville's
right now
defense?
Is Drake May. Jacksonville plays the Colts, and Ravens play the Steelers. I'd go Ravens.
Yeah, just for the fact that, if Aaron Rodgers is in there, it could be a little bit more opportunistic. And I don't know. I mean, either way, they're facing banged up quarterbacks on either side.
Yeah, and Ravens have more rest, I think, this week too, and I think that plays big dividends in a defensive grit fest that always is Ravens-Steelers.
Man loves the Ravens. Jesus Christ.
I don't think they're...
Sorry about that.
No, you're good. It's just, again, this AFC is very weak, so it's hard to pick a good team out of there. And I just think that the Ravens are a top 3 team in the AFC as it's set right now.
Oh, and you're 100% right there. Anyways, guys, if y'all got any fantasy questions, drop them down. I mean, I know it's getting late. I know a lot of trade deadlines have passed. But if y'all have any questions, if you want us to rate y'all, if you want Peyton here to rate y'all teams, y'all drop them
Send
down.
us a
man.
direct message
That's
to
it.
Discord,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, y'all want to join our Discord? It's in the link on the live. Take a screenshot, just copy and paste that in, and you're forever to join. We stream RZ. Nice little football thing on Sundays, and we play Madden Mondays. You guys will get notifications whenever we go live, so you won't miss it. You won't miss a video, and you won't miss a live. So y'all keep coming back, and we appreciate y'all. Also follow us as well. You'll get the same shorts that everybody else gets and all that stuff. And you know, we make some funny ones up in here, make some informative ones, but
Make all of them.
all of them. All right, guys, it's been good. It's been great. Peyton, are you doing Fantasy Friday this Friday?
I will be doing Fantasy Friday this Friday.
All right. So Fantasy Friday on Friday, and then on Monday we're gonna do Madden Monday, and then we'll be back here next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday.
Yeah, so it's gonna be 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Madden Monday, and it's I don't know what you're doing for fantasy, but it's gonna be 8:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here for Wednesday streams.
Heck yeah.
There you go.
Excited.
You got a question. You got a question. I don't know if you exited out too early. You got should I flex DK for Lad or Strange?
It's kind of crappy, the situation you're in, just because you don't know how Herbert's going to be with Lad, and if Trey Lance starts, that's gross.
Trey Lance can get it done. But then again,
is it crazy to say that Brenton Strange is the safest option, and if you need the safer option, go Brenton Strange, but if you need like upside, then I'd still go Lad.
You're not playing with the DK mess at all, are you?
No, he's been terrible the last couple weeks, and I just think the Ravens will lock him up. That'll be their game plan. They don't have any playmakers outside of it besides like Jalen Warren and Kenneth Gainwell, and I don't know.
All right, then. That is what it is. All right, guys. If you have anything else, just drop it down. If not, then we are good to head out of here. And if you want to send us fantasy when we're not live, send us a direct message. We're always looking at our inbox. We will see you guys on Friday for Fantasy Friday. And you put DK on the bench. And
yeah, I got it.
We'll see you on Monday as well for Madden as well if you guys decide to tune in. Appreciate y'all stopping in. Y'all have a good one.
Peace.
All right.